Hello, my name is Nikita. I'm from Madurai. I'm a very proud VBAC mother who had a baby girl on November 8th in BV. So my care provider in Chennai, she knew a lot and she's read and she's been following Birthvillage. Like all her friends, they've discussed it. So she gave me a big thumbs up and told me it's a good decision. You want to have a VBAC with BV, you should go ahead. She somehow convinced my mother, saying it's a good decision, she's for it. If they figured it out logistically how to go to BV and have the baby, it'll be fine. If they've done that bit, it's no problem. She should go ahead and do it. I want to thank my care provider from Chennai who helped me with this decision and convinced my mother also. So how we came here, how we had the baby, and logistically, that's the only thing we had to plan way ahead. In my case, my father-in-law kind of helped me with my firstborn. He held him back for 2 weeks and took him to school, and that kind of gave me a little peace of mind to come here, have the baby, and he was off my hands in some ways. Like I could spend time with my husband and get ready for the second one. Another vital point is, other than logistics, you have to consider is food. It's another thing. Back home, everyone was asking me, how are you going to cook? How are you going to manage the food? Because 2-3 weeks you'll have to be here before the baby comes, and into your last 3 weeks you have to have pretty good food, good fiber, good protein. They were all worried, how am I going to get that? I think good. There are pretty good cloud kitchens here. People help you with some options where you can get home cooked good yummy meals, and that really helped my husband and I survive the last few days. So this April I had come to Kumarakom. I was only about 8 weeks pregnant that time. My husband had a get together here, so we made it a double trip. So I wanted to come see Birthvillage and see what facilities they have to offer and whether it goes with what I wanted in my birthing plan. We came here, we loved it, we were so on board. My husband saw all these beautiful pictures of all these babies who've been birthed here, and he was like, it gave us a very positive vibe. We were like, it's definitely the place we wanted to have our second baby. So we were very much on board. We went back very excitedly. We hadn't told anyone we were pregnant even because we were only about 8 weeks then. I'm from Chennai, but I'm in Madurai, so a lot of my scans and a lot of my blood work and everything is done back home. So how BV kept in touch is I mail everything to them, and they tell me if I missed out a particular, like a sugar test or a H1B, like if I've missed anything, they send it back to me and say you have to do that. Give us like 1 hour to ask us all our doubts and all this little things we had in our mind, because we're going to do everything online. Only for birthing the baby we're going to come here. And a lot of things were online for me this whole pregnancy, like even my active mama classes with Shara. It was beautiful. I thoroughly enjoyed the music, and I didn't know I could shake my belly so much and do everything like so normal. I really enjoyed my classes with Shara. Another thing I'm really thankful for is BV provided us with online Lamas classes, which gave us a lot of information about childbirth and things like that, and basic even things you know about yourself, like you have all these organs and all these things. I really learned with my Lamas classes, and I really a big shout out to Malvika. She was my Lamas instructor. She's happened to be a BV mother as well, so it was really a lot of information I got was through these Lamas classes. And then of course I went and I googled and I researched like little things from these classes, and I was so much more aware this time, like from all when the midwives were talking and they were saying these things, I knew the process, what happens to happen and what I was waiting for. So these things really helped me this time. November 7th, Monday night, I slightly had pains and some spotting and all. So I had messaged. So they give us a medical emergency number. Anything we have any doubts, any pains or anything, we can send and ask them doubts. So I had sent them pictures saying I'm having a little spotting and a little pain and all. So they told me first thing to come in the morning, and because it wasn't too much pain. So I came in Tuesday morning, and Tuesday I should tell everybody that it happened to be our 12th wedding anniversary, so we were very excited. We had plans to go for lunch and all, so we thought, okay, we'll step into BV, we'll have all our doubts cleared and ask them what's the status of everything, and then go for lunch. So we came in and I met Ani Chichi, and she did all the routine checks, and she was like, it's okay, and you're only 38 weeks plus, and go have your lunch in Fort Cochin as planned and go enjoy your meal with your husband, your 12th wedding anniversary. Before the baby comes, you'll have just few more days, so have fun. So we were also excited, and I said, okay, let's go. So we got ready and we went to Kashi, and we were like ordered a meal, no? But I felt something was off because I was not hungry, and I always felt the need to go sit in the bathroom was my thing. So the Kashi Art Gallery people thought I was crazy or something because I was sitting, squatting, walking around. And then I sat in the bathroom for like 20-25 minutes. And then I told my husband something is off. He was more intent on finishing his burger, and then he packed my burger as well. And he said, oh, then I told him we have to go to BV and check what's happening. And then I called the team here and I said, I need to come in. I feel something is off. Because my first was a C-section. I was so naive and innocent. I didn't even know what labor pain or anything was. So I was like, but I knew something was off with my body. So I told I need to come in. So they were like, okay, come in. So around 3:45, we were back in Birthvillage. And then the medical team here totally helped me. They took me into the room and they told me, this is what happens. And so I was just ready. I told them I'm having severe pains. And they were like, okay, what position you want to birth in. So for everything they were asking me my consent, is it okay to touch me here, touch me there. I don't remember any of these things being asked for my first time. So I was very proud that everyone's asking me how they want to go about it and asking me to say okay. And my husband he was rock solid. He sat behind me and he just watched the whole thing. Only when I needed his support he kind of gave me. And so we read about all this, and in the Lamaze classes we are taught about the different positions we can birth and labor. And so I decided that it'll be easier for me to squat or like hold the rebozo. It's like this cloth where you can hold on and you can have the baby. So I felt that was the most comfortable for me. So I held on and I said, this is what. But I had signed up for a water birth in case I wanted to have, but there was no time. I think the baby just wanted to come in on Amanappa's wedding anniversary. So that was how it happened. And so there was a team of 3-4 midwives all helping me, and then like in the Lamaze class I read, first you birth the water breaks, and then you wait for the baby. So I could see all that what I studied and what I went through in notes, it happened for me like that. So I waited, the water broke, and then I was like, I was telling them, I feel again there's something, and they're like, that's the baby. And then I was like, okay, let me do this. And then I was just holding on to dear life, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And then I was just birthing, and I saw the whole thing with my eyes, and it was very empowering. I felt like a true goddess, and I felt, no wonder they say it's mom, dad, Guru Devam. So I got it that minute what it meant, and it was very empowering. So another thing I learned this time was your fourth trimester. It's known as your postpartum. My previous pregnancy, my postpartum wasn't great because since I had a C-section, I couldn't even like sit up, brush my teeth, and small things like that. Be there for my baby immediately when the baby needed me. But this time, I think it was like a breeze in terms of like, though touch wood, I enjoyed it. Like it was just my husband and I, not a lot of relatives flocking or not people coming to visit. It was just us. It was so personal. We enjoyed her. We were just, trying to heal and make a joke about a thing or two and call people and say, hey, we had the baby. And even the small hot chocolate they served me after that, it was so rejuvenating. I felt so my body come alive. Like it was so nice, and all the chechis ushering over me, and small things like they give you a bath later and a massage. I feel that really helped. And I think picking Kerala and picking BV for that, for all your postnatal care, was amazing because we don't get these massages back home, and all these had to help with the baby, even the baby's bath and your bath and everything. So the couple of times you get up at night and the feeds and all this little stress doesn't stress you out because you had that massage and you're good to go. And how many more times the baby's like asking for you, you don't mind. You're like, hey, that massage waits for me the next day. So you're like so happy. And so I'm a very proud VBAC mother. For people who don't know what VBAC stands for, it's vaginal birth after C-section. This is the only way I wanted to have my second baby. There was no looking back. I didn't want to have another C-section. That was something I decided even before we were trying. And this feeling, how I felt after birthing her, I mean, I could do it, and how it didn't go right the first time, and a lot of things, so much self-doubt this time. I felt even as temperament of my baby is so different from my firstborn. I'm very, very happy. There's no feeling to say how empowered I felt that moment. I stood and when I birthed her, it's like one of the like experiences in my life, like bungee jumping was there. I think this goes above everything else. I mean, it was something, it was surreal. Things you read, things you see in books and you see in movies, this happened like for me. And there's no going back. I mean, this is something I'll take back, this memory with me, share it with so many of my friends, family back home, and say, like, it's not necessary that if you had a C-section the first time, it has to happen in like another C-section your second time round. So I stand as an example for that, and I'm very proud, and I'm definitely going to change my Instagram bio to a very proud VBAC mother.